that made you go away forever. Winston and the Beggar King also kept their promise to him. By John Rich for words brilliant or it will not harm the hotel. This movie is the end. Hello and see you all. Although the director out of mouth zero help, but there's still an address for John inside. The boss knows. John moved into the Continental Hotel, so I increased let someone go in there and kill $1,000,000. John Wick doesn't know that, even if I know you don't care. My goal is revenge. That night he walked into the bar with a weapon. I caught a guy and forced him to reveal the identity of the scoundrel and killed him and a bunch of other guards. Meanwhile, Jimmy made a bold statement. I've never been bored of anyone. He just opened his mouth and ran down. The other kids quickly came to me. The owner is determined to leave his life behind under the sacrifice of the juniors to buy time. Jimmy, the son of a John Wick, got in the car and got out of here. So you can't avoid getting hurt. After being treated by a doctor, I went back to now the Marcos outside the window is holding a sniper rifle, looking directly at John. But he didn't kill his best friend. He let John know. There's another assassin breaking into the room. The buskins with a gun came forward. He was attacked by John. She needs money, not life. After an intense sexual encounter, the assassin realized she had gone to the wrong country. Can I walk again? Get the shit out of your ass and hold it back. The location of the mafia boss's vault the examination is completed. I asked my roommate to watch buskin for me and immediately set off to the address she had said. After taking some elixir pills, you go into the church. Doesn't need many words. He shot a priest in the leg, then turn it on, kill the assassins who are pretending force to be the pastor to take me to the you just need to money I can take down to guards. Finally, they burned all the money in the treasury. Boss Mafia. This style is really cool. On the other side, to wait for the hotel director to solve the but I can't believe she broke her own joints to get out of the shackles. Then send the black man to the white sand, take the money, and leave. Beagle knew about it and went to the church. He pulled out his gun and shot the John Wick on high has been waiting for a long time. Began to slaughter the enemy. They were a bit surprised and quickly they are eating constantly. Then suddenly you're hit by a car. The unconscious. When he woke up, he found himself because what you just burned wasn't just but there's also evidence for him to blackmail. Colleagues John didn't care also if you know shouted your face. Hand over your son. If you don't want to blow it all away, your subordinates use plastic bags to kill you. Marcus shot me outside. Use your power to fight the other. Struggled for a while. He also had a one-way ticket to meet the groups. After cutting off the rope, I rushed out. Stopped the boss's car with a gun for the preservation of life. So he told me where his son was. Let John give up on revenge. Vigo said there were a lot of assassins. So when I finished, I turned away coldly. Over here. Armed assassins are waiting for John Wick. Jimmy is sitting on the back of his head, not knowing that death is coming. Suddenly a shot killed his friend. John's outside holding a monkey gun in a row. Then blow up all the cars so Jimmy can't escape. Now you can kill this bastard to avenge for his pop. Revenge is done. You turn your back and walk away without turning your head. The boss knows that his son is dead. The first person to be arrested was Marcos, because he saved John so many times. Assume that Marcos himself. It was the cause of my son's death. Tortured. Then Vivo called and told John Marcos is the traitor. It's normal for traitors to die. Then Marcos escaped and killed two of the wrong hands. The assassin appeared directly to end his life. John Wick is on his way to anonymous background. Turn around to avenge your friend, because Pukins violated the rules of the Continental. So director Wilson led his people. Killed her. And the funeral team boss has more work. John went to Michael's house, watching you die. I don't know what to say. I can just sit there thinking. Then the hotel director, feeling itchy eyes before the actions so of Vigo. I called John. I know he's outside the dock. He immediately launched the car to chase the racer. Trained on the roads of death and car. Leave the game. Then show off his ultimate assassin. Just driving a car can kill everyone. Juniors. A funny guy laughed when he shot John out. I can't hear him laughing anymore. One more time. And finally, John Wick and the Mafia. Torrential rain. Despite his reputation as a boss, doesn't compare to John. So quickly executed Chirabash to regain the battle. John did not avoid it. To deliberately pull the opponent's hand, finish off him on the Vigo's arm and stab John Wick took the injured body to sneak into a veterinary store. He stole medicine to treat his bark nearby caught his attention. So, he opened the iron cage. And then there's the dog in the store. After John Wick killed two of Vigo's father and son, to avenge the puppy, I got another dog and bring back to feed. However, the car that his wife gave him was not. It is now in the hands of Vigo's brother. I heard that John wanted to get his car back. He ordered his men to pack up and leave. The boy asked, "Why do I have to give it all up to run away from such an assassin?" Adam lit the cigar he had just smoked. "Just told your anecdote, John Wick." But while he was telling, the Killer King was there to beat up the guards outside. Your actions are quick and decisive. They didn't know death was coming. Only when you hear the sound of gasoline that John Wick was here. He ordered his men to do everything. Even if it's a car my wife gave me, I still don't mind. Use it as a weapon. My hands are so itchy. You go down to spiritual training, fitness, and sports to improve health. Adam's men, no matter how many, very quickly each straight is neatly covered. Too much. I was a little tired, so then I went to my office to meet Adam. Both out pants, because I thought I was going to be reunited with my two sons. I didn't know, and then I want to remove the sentences of both parties. Breathed a sigh of relief when he heard. Turns out this guy just came to get his car back, but luckily it let me go back home. John asked the owner to repair his car. Can't hold his emotions. Or why did that night John decided to bury his gold coins to the ground to live a safe life? But the director said that the movie just ran for a few minutes. Why did it end so quickly? John was getting ready to go to bed. Someone knocked on the door. Crime boss. Satino's here to ask you for a favor. He took out the blood seal. John gave it to him before. In exchange blood for pressure is a form of contract killer. When you give your blood to someone else, you have to help that person do something. That can't be denied. But John washed the sword guard. Flatly reject him. This makes Satino angry. See a birds directly holding grenade launchers to blow up John Wick's house. I saw my dear house become I decided to go back to the killer room. John went to find the director of the container. Winston finished listening. I repeat to in changing no matter who you are. You can't kill people in the Continental Hotel. Not allowed to refuse. For the holder of his blood seal. And you can't kill someone with a blood seal. As long as that person makes a request. If you don't want to be locked up by all the assassins, to John, I'm going to find Santino. Ask him what he wants you to do. You can shoot that son of a bitch in that wouldn't break the law and will not be tracked by any eye, except for those who hate you. I think this way makes sense. So ask the hotel receptionist to look after her dog. To Satino Turns out, mission. That's how he wanted to kill his sister Gianna. He inherited all the family property. You know what? I made you my own. It's not shared much. Shut the fuck up so I can do my job. Your property and your children and grandchildren for the inauguration ceremony. John went to an organization that an assassin must always have a weapon. Next, put on a bulletproof vest to hold onto your life, and then study the church blueprint to plan an attack. Finally, the assistant gave me a bunch of universal fees. All the above John has to pay. No one does it for free. After preparing everything, I quickly used the universal key. You broke into the church from the secret entrance underground. I've carefully hidden a lot of weapons to be able to support you on the run. Santino's sister was there to come from a criminal ceremony, so Gianna is not the same. She is very civilized. To turn someone else's stuff into this involves 3 basic steps. Remember to learn so you can use it later. Take a step and put a gun to the enemy's head. I consider you my friend. So your stuff is also my stuff. And my stuff. I'd like you to Step 3 is to go to the restroom because the enemy can't refuse. Now, she was about to take a show. They both used to be friends before. So I told Ganna the whole truth. She knows the rules of the assassins. It doesn't make it hard for John. For being the head of the family, you want to die with honor. John agreed to his friend's offer, and then Jack killed by cutting blood vessels in both arms. And then you're in the lake. John held his friend's hand. Make sure you put a bullet in your head. John did not expect. This time the task can be done. So favorable. Maybe the director just let himself be safe. It's exactly what you think. Just went outside. I met John as bodyguard. The casino behind the scenes. They didn't like each other because they're both out wearing bulletproof vests. John took no opportunity to grab his pants and ordered the boys to chase. He hurried to see his master as when Gianna arrived. She was left with a lifeless body. John just had to wriggle through the base. They can run into the tunnel. Suddenly, he was ambushed by other assassins. Son of a bitch, sent to kill me for this. So John took the weapon he'd hidden. Then start destroying the enemy. They're like carcasses. I like to rush to death. After the massacre, not too far away from the casino, ran out of the tunnel, driving into people. He doesn't say much. Take up the gun to avenge Gianna. When they ran out of bullets, the two of them ran into martial arts. They fought from the beginning of the street to the end of the street, accidentally hugging objects, falling into the beer. They say you fight to death here. Someone repair the glass door for me. Know what the killer's both stopped. We sat down for a few drinks. John said he didn't mean to kill because it's impossible. It was Satino who used the blood pressure to force you. The enemy cannot refuse the mission, but he's also responsible. Protect your owner. So, if we meet outside, I will not forgive you. If you like, then John got a call from Satino. He said the reason for sending assassins is because you killed his sister. If you have to do that, outsiders don't know. I'm the one behind it. Don't blame me for your mother's outfit. John didn't say a word. Directly hang up. Satino is afraid to piss his pants. He knows if John doesn't answer, you're going to come and find and kill the furnace. He called the Assassin's Center. A $7 million reward for killing John. It looks no different than a bank, but this place, it's actually used to manage the assassins. The girls will take the order and send it to all the assassins. In the whole process, no mistakes are allowed. Over here, Winston knew that John Wick had completed his mission. We should make sure to break the covenant of the blood seal. John is still in danger. The assassins are watching you. And take action according to the appointed time. For a man known as the King of Assassins. So, this is pretty normal. I was prepared early, so we quickly sent the kids back to join us. The casino also received a text offering to kill John. You can get revenge and a lot of money. He was not stupid to refuse. I just met John. There are many people around. I had to hurry down to the station. Underground casino also follows up on board, but it's too crowded, not to act for the time being. Wait until the passengers get off. Two new generals rushed into the casino. When you think you can beat wisdom, but there's no such thing as eating the main character. The last time I hit him, this time there is only the cover. He counterattacks, turning the knife back towards the opponent. Then press hard and make it hit the sand. He sat down in the chair, waiting for death to come and get you. John is also very injured and tired. If it continues like this, then you'll end up like sand. It's exactly as you predicted. The two assassins found out and ran to him. John hurried to the beggar and give him a gold coin. Say, you want to find someone. Please understand the meaning behind the scenes. He immediately pulled out his gun and shot the two assassins. Then take John Wick to the boss. It's called the Beggar King. He had been severely injured by John. Still scars. Currently, the Beggar King founded his own empire. The state. The state has eyes everywhere. Should the news. Santino offered $7 million for his life. But I know that between the Satino family and the state, usually Orvie is strongly touched. You said that if he killed you, the power of the Satino family like a fish on a chopping board kill. It's always not good. John offered the Beggar King his weapons. Let me get rid of Santino, so the state will no longer have a standing in its way. Everybody knows I'm the one who killed that bastard. You will be safe. This is not a double murder. In fact, the Beggar King had such a plan. I just want to wait for John to say out loud. Sincere. Give me a gun, and wish you safe passage. Holding the goods in the hands of the boogeyman, John Wick begins the work of revenge. Satino is at an exhibition right now. He saw John holding a weapon in front of him. His security team is large, but it's not your opponent. With his top-notch skills, He quickly killed them and
On the
took
way
the
to
weapon,
Satino,
a room
he
full
got
of
lost.
mirrors. He wanted to take advantage of his mastery of the
To
terrain.
kill you.
But he didn't expect that. Volume relies on sound to
And
determine the
gently knock
enemy's
them down.
direction. Santino's most popular subordinate
Brought
was
people
people to the rescue. It's all moving softly, not to be exposed. However, Araz's men saw John's picture and were terrified.
Hurry up and shoot,
with the
and
killer
you'll be
instinct
sent
in
straight
me.
to the
Thumb
golden
don't
street.
just kill the enemy. See, the situation is
So
not
Aras
right. Got Tino out of here. John had already caught up. She let the boss go. I stayed and fought with John. Do people have sex violently? I have to say that Alex is not the same
When you
person.
can
duel with the king of assassins for so long. Her results are still the same as everyone else's. It's being killed by the main character before he
I will
closes
see John
his
later,
eyes, my friend. Then, Santino fled to the Continental
To
Hotel.
escape.
Not only that, I want to take advantage of my son as Winston to cancel John's membership. This guy is great today. You have as much power as the law of
I
assassins.
don't think
what I like to do is do that. The boy couldn't stand Winston, so he can only stay here for safety. Right now, John walks into the hotel with a gun on his face. Let go of the challenge. You better shoot Daddy. As soon as I finished, the bullet went straight to my head. I don't know how to joke. Winston saw this and took a Santino really deserves to die. Kill him in here. It's really self-harm to the body. John Wick doesn't care
Take
about
your
that
pet
anymore.
back.
The house was destroyed.
I
before.
wonder,
Why do I just want to
But
live
over
a
and
normal
over
life? Again? Are dragged into the death spiral
God
of
has
the
forced me.
assassins. In doing so,
Then he went
we
to
listen
Wilson
to
to
say
God
goodbye because you broke the law. But
He
that
can only
practice
follow
is to
the law.
cancel
John,
your
and
membership
give me an hour to
before
escape.
the order to kill you takes effect. John also answered frankly, no matter who comes looking, I'll kill them all without leaving one. When I finished, I took my dog away. The assassin's manager's office received the order. The mission is announced for all
And now
assassins.
John Wick.
Become the most wanted
After
person
killing
in
the
the
world
Continental
boss
Hotel. John Wick has put himself at the door. Love is a long-time friend. So Winston gave me an hour to flee before the extermination order
My
takes
last
effect.
concern is my dog.
So he
For
gave
the
me
taxi
his last
driver.
gold coin and asked him to take it to
Then
the
I
Continental
ran straight to
Hotel
the library
to find the book that you prepared before. Inside is a photo of the couple. The same number of necessary items. I can help you get out of this mess. At this moment, there was a young
I
man
didn't
who
wait
lived in
until
a
the
hurry.
right time
John
to turn
asked
my
if he
head.
could live. Spent the $14 million bonus. He didn't say anything. He immediately took the
John
long
was
knife
in
and attacked continuously with tall body. He quickly gained the upper hand. But I must have a weakness. You hold the book, and so just
does
hit
he.
the opponent's bird, then buy it for him. One-way ticket down the golden stream to meet
Mustang.
ancestors. That's what John Wick
His
can
weapons
do. And books are quite durable. Because it's pretty heavy
So,
and it's bleeding.
I went to
There
the
were only 5
organization's
minutes
doctor
left,
for help.
but we're halfway
he
through.
agreed.
Time has come. So the doctor had to stop. Let me stitch the wound myself. The doctor gave John a gun and said to shoot him to get past the organization. So you fired 2 shots to set up a
Out
fake
on the
scene.
street.
John was immediately pursued by assassins. I ran into a weapons store. Build yourself a classic style gun. I just finished installing
And then there's the
and I
intense
killed
sex
a
with
guy
the
who
guys
was
outside.
instead of using guns, switched to playing spells or
Fortunately,
knives. This shop
I
has
blame
enough
the boss
weapons
for
them
seeing
to
this.
The stroke must have died. Solve the first killer. You're out. But not too far. He was hit by 2
John
cars
tried
in a
to
row
stand up
and ran quickly into a nearby barn, and then used the horse as a weapon to rock a
Look at
guy's
this
backpack.
scene.
That I feel bad
It's
for
kind of
losing
like
that
playing
power
the
on the
game.
task of hitting the boss. John jumped a horse
The
and
assassin
galloped
saw
out
that
into
and
the street. Started chasing him. And their results are no different than the other names. It's about dying painfully. And then he goes to the theater and he gives the
cross
to meet a
necklace.
woman. He's the director of the Assassin Training Center. Under the cover
Knowing
of a
that
theater.
John's
withdrawal would be disastrous. Because you've now been sentenced by the
because
Supreme
you've
Council.
helped
yourself before. So you can't be a happy person. The meaning is, after taking back the cross, a treasure is like a seal. BA has agreed to help you have a safe trip to Casablanca. Transfer to the Continental Hotel. A short-haired
Give the
woman called as
receptionist
I came
one
to.
G.
The receptionist just looked at the call went in immediately to let you know. The judge of the Supreme Council has come. She helped John kill Santino in this hotel. Give him an hour to escape. The Supreme Council decided Give me 7 days to leave or face catastrophic consequences. Then she sent the state to meet the king. Ask the guilty. The judge gave evidence. He gave John a gun with 7 bullets. So if we don't get out of here in 7 days, buy the box first for cheap. Currently in Casablanca. John has a lot of light in your head, but you've been bailed out by Sophia's people. Stay in a neutral hotel. Just like Continental. When we first met, she drew a gun on John. It's like an epidemic. They also want to destroy, but you gave Sophia's blood seal. So everything is temporarily peaceful. It was John who helped Sophia protect her daughter. So you gave me your blood. Now is the time to return that favor. Help me find the leader of the Supreme Council. To withdraw the removal order. Sophia knows what the consequences of helping the vanquished are. That night she took him to meet a retired assassin. It's called Borata. John Wick knelt down before him to get directions to the Supreme Leader. He vaguely revealed that if you cross the desert till you're exhausted, maybe luck will smile at you. When you get the answer, but life is not that easy. Where I helped Saya without calculating anything. Found Sophia's dog quite intelligent. She made him angry even though the dog was wearing a bulletproof vest. Sophia off. I dare to touch this woman's dog. After shooting up Rada, she and John joined forces to destroy the nearby guards. This female assassin is no less qualified than the boogeyman. Don't touch a woman's zoo if you don't want to see a demon. Then the couple side by side with the dogs from the top to the bottom to open the way of escape. Time. They've destroyed their entire base. Even the belt doesn't leave. It's so evil to know. Two people don't have a car to move. So they shipped enthusiastically to bed. Sophia drove into the desert and dropped the banner. She left him and drove away. You wander aimlessly until I fall to the golden sand. Wake up. I found myself. John tells his whole story through. Say you just want to live. To continue. Remembering memories of beautiful love with his wife, the late Supreme Leader agreed to revoke the extermination on the condition that you kill Wilston and work for the organization for the rest of my life to show my commitment. John cut off a finger and give the wedding ring to the Supreme Leader. Meanwhile, the judge went to the killer with his brothers to enforce the decision of the Supreme Council. She went to the Beggar King to talk. He refused to leave his power 7 times. That's the same number of bullets I gave the woman who helped John escape. It's less carpet. In addition to the entire Assassin's Academy being killed, John is now back in New York City. Just got off the subway and was approached by 2 assassins. Was killed on the spot by John to the square to meet their great He said that gold was his idol. So taking down John, it is the boundless happiness. John didn't say anything. Take down his brother directly and disappear into the crowd. He came out with a car for me to use. These assassins seem pretty expensive for you. And then you and them make a chase. Fighting at the speed of the altar is extremely satisfying. It's only worthy of the main character. Show off your top skills. When we finally get off the bridge, then both John and the skinhead fell in front of the hotel. I put my hand on the hotel stairs. The receptionist said, "No one has the right to kill you to happily shake hands and talk." Then John goes to Wilson's office to do his job. He predicted this. Give me a gun. One is, you can kill me and become a hunting dog for the Supreme Council. 2 is, stand up with me. Destroy the old Kia Council. And John Wick chose option because I want freedom for myself. The judge knows about this. The hotel's neutral license was revoked. Zero Steve, as well as the soldiers of the Supreme Council, to execute orders to Winston kill turned to ask his brother if he needed anything. John replied, "Give me as many hot items as you can." He then led him down to the arsenal to choose. 2 buses of soldiers from the Supreme Council have arrived. The front desk immediately turns off the lights and just left the green strip in the hunt of his official dissenter. But the enemy's armor was too good that normal bullets can't get through. The battle is fast, leading completely towards the people of the Even the Killer King. It also takes a lot of work. You can take one if you use your power like this. Close the box early anyway. So He immediately went back to the weapons room to get the same armor-piercing bullet. This time, the situation is completely reversed. Reception with many John enemies return to God. No matter where you go, this time the Doom appears behind the elite army was completely destroyed. The danger is still ahead of John. Right after that, you're dealing with Zero's junior twins. Bald head with impaired fitness. Reduction plus. You have to deal with two professional assassins. So, I'm quickly knocked down. They idolize you. So, I decided to give you one more chance. After resting for strength, he continues to plunge into and pulls out my belt. As a combat weapon, even though the opponents work together, very smooth and agile. But they're not the main characters. He was defeated by John. But I didn't kill them both, because they saved your life before. After Zero's men were taken down, he also showed up to people rush in and started showing off. My husband said, if we don't have to kill each other, maybe you two became friends. Zero learned how to use the sword at a level higher than John. But the name of this movie is John Wick. It's not Zero. So no matter how strong you still can't background for the main character. In return for the fans, John watched the Dom until he fell down. Right now. The judge is no longer welcome. Instead, it's panic and anxiety. She quickly went to Winston to negotiate. Winston agreed to kill John.